10 food fights to join on your world travels. You will never guess what the number one fight is. Like and subscribe for weekly videos. In the comments below, list one topic you think should be in a top 10 video and comment if you subscribe to this channel. Food fight is a call which has echoed through many school playgrounds and dining halls throughout history. However, this seemingly childish waste of food is not restricted to juveniles. In many cultures around the world, a food fight has been part of end-of-harvest traditions and a fun way to dispose of inedible food. Other events have drawn on early 20th century comedians to develop food-throwing contests in the name of charity. Whether they are traditional rituals or just very messy fun, here are 10 food fights you can join in on your travels around the world. 10 Harrow Wine Festival. Spain. Residents in the Spanish town of Harrow in the La Rioja region, which is known for its wine, have an unusual way of showing their thanks for the plentiful grape crops. At the Festival of St. Peter in June each year, they don't just drink the region's produce, they throw around 70,000 litres, 18,500 gallons, of red wine at each other. Festival goers must wear white, with a red sash. Armed with water pistols and buckets, they spend an hour dousing each other in the region's famous wine. The Harrow Wine Festival covers 2 days, but for an hour or two on the second day, thousands of people converge on the town for the famous Batalla del Vino, wine battle. The wine fight dates back to the 6th century and a dispute over town boundaries with neighboring villages. The battle continues until the wine kegs are empty, and everyone is drenched in red wine. 9 Battle of the Oranges. Italy. Flinging oranges at individuals is important for the Carnival of Ivrea, which is held in the eponymous Italian town. While there are numerous Italian celebrations which include tossing food at each other, the Orange Battle is the biggest food battle in Italy. Huge loads of oranges are tossed during the reenactment of the town's freedom from a middle-aged despot, Marquis William VII of Montferrat. Groups of arancieri, orange hurlers, march through the roads, both by walking and in trucks, speaking to the residents of the past, tossing stones at the dictator's troops. If you would prefer not to wear defensive rigging and engage in the function, try to wear an extraordinarily denoted observer's cap to abstain from getting hit by quick-flying citrus. 8 Grape throwing. Mallorca. A massive grape battle is part of Binisalam's 2-week La Festa de Vermar, a grape harvest festival. Once the grapes are harvested, the Mallorca town becomes a full-on party zone. The grape battle originated from villagers gathering the grapes which had gone bad and throwing them at each other for a bit of fun. A rocket is fired in the town square, signaling the beginning of the Grape War, with competitors filling their hands with as many missiles as possible to hurl at their opponents. The battle continues until the square is a sticky mess, everyone is covered in grape pelt, and not a single unused grape remains on the ground. 7 La Tomatina. Spain. Tossing a spoiled tomato at somebody is never observed as an agreeable motion. Anyway, in Buñol in Valencia, that is actually what the residents do toward the finish of each August. The tomato battle started not as a component of a collect celebration similarly as with other food battles, however, after a tussle over a situation in a procession in 1945. Some little fellows chose they needed to be essential for the motorcade. Their activities prompted another member falling over. This man flew into an anger and began tossing punches. This snowballed into individuals pelting each other with natural product, and the pleasant proceeds with today as the greatest coordinated food battle in the world. The function was prohibited for a long time, yet travelers today run to the town for the tomato battle. Around 120 metric huge loads of overripe red tomatoes, which would some way or another have been unloaded, are shipped into the celebration territory. Everybody endeavors to get together whatever number tomatoes as could be expected under the circumstances to fling at different individuals from the group in an epic food battle which keeps going 60 minutes. 6 ELS in Fahrenheit. Spain. Flour and eggs. Shortly after Christmas each year, the Valencian town of Ibi erupts into a massive egg and flour fight. The ELS in Fahrenheit's festival on the Day of the Innocents, December 28, dates back over 200 years. On the eve of the festival, men dressed in blankets parade through the streets, reenacting events which have occurred during the past year. The next morning, the Infarinates dress in mock military garb to stage a mock coup. The race is on to grab the mayor's ceremonial mace, thus taking control of the city and imposing ridiculous laws. Citizens are fined for breaking these laws, with the funds raised donated to local charities. The citizens then fight against the Infarinates with eggs and flour. Hundreds of eggs and hundreds of kilograms of flour are catapulted through the streets, with flour-filled firecrackers and even fire extinguishers used during the mock battle. Flower power inevitably wins the day, and the city is restored to order at the conclusion of the festival. 5. Fruitcake toss. Colorado. Many people don't really like fruitcake all that much, so in Colorado, they have a unique way of disposing of these seasonal leftovers. Manitou Springs residents gather at the end of January each year to devise the most unique means of tossing leftover fruitcake into the air. After donating a non-perishable food item to a local food bank, contestants line up to see who can launch their fruitcake the farthest. Hand tossing, slingshots, and even cannons have been used to propel the Christmas leftovers. In 2007, a group of Boeing engineers devised a propulsion method which saw their fruitcake reach a record 433 meters, 1,420 feet. The fun annual food competition includes dress-up events and also provides rented fruity missiles for those who have actually finished their fruitcake. There's even a bake-off for those who actually like fruitcake. 4. World Custard Pie Championships. England pie in the face schedules were a staple of early recorded parody. Propelled by humorist Charlie Chaplin's jokes in the film Behind the Screen, the town of Coxheath in Kent holds a yearly custard pie tossing title in June every year. Villagers and guests in Coxheath have been arranging to throw pies at one another since 1967. Groups of pie hurlers amass from around the globe, wearing the extravagant dress which is typically expected at these silly functions. They contend under entertaining group names, for example, Pie Dodgers and Custard Spies. As the pie battle starts, challengers are granted focuses as indicated by where their custardy rockets hit the resistance. An immediate hit to the face accomplishes the most noteworthy score, though missing your objective multiple times could see you getting a punishment. Pies must be flung with the left hand, without any slingshots or other drive gadgets permitted. 3. La Merengarda Spain. The ancient Spanish festival held in Vilanova y la Geltrú has evolved over the centuries from a simple village entertainment into a full-on food fight. The festival offers a range of sweet treats and entertainment over a week leading up to Ash Wednesday, with the highlight being La Merengarda, where everyone spends the day throwing sticky meringue at each other. The Catalonian residents begin the day with a traditional fish meal before heading outside to bomb each other with meringue. Once all the festival goers are covered in a sticky morass, it is time for the Batalla de Caramelos, in which tons of candy are launched into the festival crowds. 2. Satsubun Japan. A bean throwing festival is held on February 3rd each year in Japan to celebrate the coming of spring. During Satsubun, roasted soybeans are thrown to ward off evil spirits and ensure good luck during the coming year. Originally a private family festival in which an older male would don a devil's mask while the others would throw beans at him, the event has developed into a more public affair. Bean throwing rituals are carried out at temples and shrines. It is also traditional to eat one bean for each year of your life. Often, an extra bean is eaten to ward off evil spirits and bring good luck. They can't be just any beans though, they must be roasted soybeans. 1. Chung Chow Bun Festival. Hong Kong. In May each year, thousands of people descend upon Chung Chow, a tiny island off Hong Kong. Residents spend weeks prior to the annual event baking buns, making masks, and creating papier-mâché sculptures of traditional gods, which will be paraded through the streets during the festival. After a day of music and parades, including the popular Poi Silk Parade, everyone assembles outside the temple, where 3 massive bamboo towers are traditionally studded with sesame, lotus, and bean paste buns. Trained competitors scramble up the towers at the stroke of midnight to grab as many lucky buns as they can. Following a 1978 tragedy when a tower collapsed under the combined weight of the buns and the climbers, the event was banned for nearly 30 years. The bun competition was reintroduced in 2005, albeit with new safety measures. Since 2007, imitation plastic buns have been used, but the genuine buns are still available to feast on during the festival.